Hello, 84 subscribers. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a, not complex, it's pretty simple, but there are a lot of different ways how to use it. Basically, a voice assistant that you can connect to your Shopify store. Of course, you can offer it as an agency. You can use it for yourself, for your store. I'll show you an example on one of my Shopify stores. I already mentioned that I do own a few brands. Primarily, we sell on Amazon and Etsy, but I'll show you the Shopify store and how it can be applied. And then, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Go to my Facebook group, community, and ask anything. Okay, so here is the board. Let me actually do that. Okay, so in theory, basically, we have a person. This person, wants to buy a product. Again, there are a lot of ways how to use it, for example, for abandoned checkouts, for reminders, or let's say, again, for the sake of this example, so we have the money that this person wants to give us. So he goes to our 3W website, right? So purchase something and the order is done. So then when the order is done, created, we want to call this person. Actually, there are not a lot of use cases where you would want or where brands would want to call customers right away, automatically, let's say in an hour or in a few minutes after the order has been completed. But actually, I do, have a use case for my products. So let's say Shop Taniri. So the Taniri is one of the brands we're selling personalized bridesmaid apparel, again, primarily on Etsy and Amazon. So if we would sell the products on our Shopify site, as you can see, we don't have like too much going on here. But if we would, since these are personalized items, so since these are personalized items, people usually make mistakes when doing something, when throughout the purchase process, when they, if we click on, let's say, bridal party, personalized pajamas. So if we click on, one of our personalized pajamas, as you can see here, there are like customization details, and like it is a really good use case to verify that all the information is correct. Let's say some Jessica will make an order, and then AI will call and say, "Hey Jessica, I'm Eugene from the new shop. I'm just AI letting you know, but want to verify your details. So do you want like blue pajama with this, with these things?" And again, like of course, the choosing the color and the size is pretty straightforward, but when it comes to the personalization options, there are a lot of confusion. There's That's where a lot of confusion usually happens. Again, I'm not trying to give you the guidelines. You have your own brain, okay? So think yourself and talk to your either clients what they need, or if you are an owner, you know your brand better than anyone, so you can create a use case for yourself. Okay, so how on the technical side is going to work? So how does this exact process, actually calling the customer is going to work? So let's go here. Basically, we'll do everything through Make. Again, there are a lot of ways how to make it work. You can use the tool that I was showing on like this channel, Vector Shift. You can use VoiceFlow. VoiceFlow, of course, they are kind of built as a chatbot assistants, but you can in theory use them for this things, at least in knowledge base, because let's say we call Jessica and Jessica will ask some additional questions. So we still need to connect this AI to our knowledge base. Anyways, but let's say for now we'll use Make, and then for the front end of and back end of our calls, we'll use Vapi. Vapi is really good in terms of APIs, and you'll see how everything works. It's pretty straightforward, even if you don't know how to code. Okay, so let's go to Make. I will go through the whole scenario step by step. So let's create one. We'll call it um, we'll call it Shopify demo. Okay, so first we need to trigger an event. Basically, when order is created here, right? So it's a mess. Okay, let me delete something. Okay, so when actual order is created here, we want to trigger make scenario. So there's a thing called trigger new event. You choose the webhook. I basically have my Shopify account created and not created, connected, right? But you actually need to choose. Oh, yeah. So when you create this webhook, you choose an event that you want to do. Okay, so let's actually go through it right now so that you can get a better idea. We can say demo. Yes, so we can choose the connection. Okay, so I'm not gonna. You choose Shopify, you choose my Shopify subdomain, and then you log in. Okay, so let's say you have your Shopify connected, and then you choose an event. So when something happens, this is like the actual trigger. In this case, we will do a order, but like I just don't want to create just some random order. We'll do draft order. So we'll manually create an order in Shopify. This will be considered as a draft order, right? And then this event will be triggered. Anyway, so this is what the webhook is all about. When the draft order is created, trigger this scenario. Okay. So I'm not gonna test this right now so that you can get an idea. So let's say we create a test order. So this is how it's done. In the order, if you have ever used Shopify, you can. Oh, so it's in drafts. You can create, in drafts, or you can create it from, order steps. Let's create it from draft. Okay, so when the order is going to be created, we'll pass this like this trigger. Will receive information about this order, the product, and the customer details. So from the customer details, we need, a name and phone number. Again, you can use the product, so you will send this product information to the knowledge base of the AI. Again, I just, guys, I want to be very, very clear. Just want to give you a overall picture. If you want me to go in depth, we'll talk about it and at the end of the video. Okay. So when this happens, we want to capture basically a user info, name and phone number. There are two ways. So usually what we do, we use like a variable tool to set a specific variable separately. Get variable. No, it's not get variable. I think it's tools. It's set variable. So we'll set the variable, but in theory you can obviously skip this step, but just how we like to do the things so that it's like clear. Again, if you care about amount of actions in your make plan, so it's better to remove these steps. But again, just for the sake of this example, this is what we're going to do. Let's actually test this scenario right now. So as you can see, we put the start and Shopify, the event, it, it's basically waiting for something to happen, right? So we'll create an order, and let's say we'll choose a product, whatever, gift box. And then basically we need to do the customers. So I have, I think, me as a test customer. So there's like my personal email, my demo phone number, and all these things. Okay, so if we don't want to collect the payment, if we save it, should be triggered now. Yes, as you can see, it triggered, but it did not set variable since we haven't set it up yet. So if you open the data and the output, so this is all the information you receive. If you open the customers, so you have the email, obviously, you have the phone number, and you have, well, somewhere, yeah, and you have the name. So you can reference in the next step this directly, but this is what I like to use. I like to set the variable and say, like, just to simplify it, name, and variable value, we will set the customer to the customer name, right? And then we'll set another variable saying email, and No, not email, phone number. Sorry, not email, phone. Jesus. Okay, phone. Sure. So we set these variables, and now the fun part. So when this happens, when we capture all the information, we want to trigger the AI, right? You, or I think, should be right now familiar with Vapi. If you have no idea what this is, I'll, in future, maybe I'll post some in-depth tutorial, but you can just watch any of them on YouTube right now. So if you go to Vapi documentation, again, bear with me, it's not as complicated as it seems. So if you go here, where's that? Wait. So API reference and create a phone call. Okay, so this is the, Jesus, I closed Vapi. So, um, so this is the documentation for developers usually on how to interact with Vapi backend, how to make API calls. But we are not developers with you, right? But we'll still manage it how we would want it to interact with our customers. So you can click create phone call because we need to initiate the phone call from make, right? Now, let's go one by one. Authorization. So this is how the call is structured right now, okay? So this is just the demo, and when we will start filling out the information, it will clear everything. Again, like just look here and here. Don't be scared. So for the authorization, you need to put your authorization API key. Like I'm not hiding it since it's just the demo account of mine. So basically you can go here and you can go to API keys, and here is your private API key. So you copy it, right? And paste it here. Okay? Then body. So in the customer ID, let's for right now say that it's 7, like just nines. We will change this customer. Wait. Yes, so we will change this number to the variable from make. Okay, just put in nines so that it's easier. For the name, let's put Z. Okay. Now, for the phone number, again, depending on what phone number you can use Twilio, you can connect Twilio to Vapi. So this is just I think I bought this phone number from Vapi. You can, add and buy it directly here. So we put no, sorry. So you need to copy this ID of this phone number. So this is how it understands that this is the phone number. And as you can see, it added to this code, it added this parameter phone number ID, and it put it here. Okay, we don't need to fill this. Then assistant. So basically, you can create a separate whole like assistant just in here. So if you see all these parameters, there are basically, if you go here, to assistant, you create an assistant. Let's do let's create customer support, like just blank Ava. So let's say, okay, so let's call it Ava. It doesn't matter. So this is the front end. You can first message, system prompt, choose the model, choose the transcriber, do some functions, do the advanced, like do some advanced things, and then as you can see, you have the ID here of the assistant. You can copy it and then go here, and this is what we are gonna do, right? So we will paste this ID here. Again, very, very important thing. This assistant is basically, since it's just a template, it's designed for incoming phone calls, because the first message is, hello, this is Ava. How may I assist you today? It's going to be weird if we call like Jessica and say, hey, Jessica, this is Ava. How may I help you? Right. So we called. So this should be an outbound call. So you would need to do like a different script, let AI know what is the goal, what information we want to provide to the customer, and what information we want to get. Again, but just for the sake of this example, I'm just trying to be very clear, like to make it easier. Okay, so what I was saying is that, yeah, sure, you right now can initialize the call here, just send, and it will not call any number because it's ninth. But if you put the real phone number here, it will actually call the number. And let's actually try this. I think it's going to be easier for you to understand. Okay, so let's, what was the phone number? Yes, it's this one. So if we put this phone number, okay, and if we send the request, it should it should I think send us call the phone number. Wait, so phone number, assistant ID. Okay, so give me a second. Yeah, so it's calling right now, as you can see, right? So this is just the Skype number. Okay, so if we answer it. Hello, this is Ava. How may I assist you today? Okay, right? You got the idea. So, but we need it to be dynamic, right? So we need to have like different phone numbers. And usually, I was like watching a few tutorials on YouTube. These guys are like, usually they are presenting it as a cold caller, and they have like similar make scenario, but they will connect it to Airtable or to like Google spreadsheets, and then we'll get the phone numbers from there. So this is more complex scenario, so that we'll have a unique phone number and unique name and parameters for each customers that buys. Anyways, so what I was trying to say 5 minutes ago is that yes, you can technically set up the assistant here and then just use the assistant ID. But you can also configure everything that you do here in here. You can, you see, you have, just the temperature. What else? You have max tokens. You have the first message, assistant speaks first, or we are like waiting for a response. The provider. So like everything that you can do there, you can do here. Okay. But the problem is that for the sake of this example, I just don't want to create everything from scratch. I just want to change the first message. And this is like, it's very so if we minimize all these things, let's see if we're able to do that. Assistant. So these are basically the groups. Okay, so the phone number group, the metadata, assistant ID, assistant, and assistant overrides. So we, in the assistant, right, we input the assistant ID, and we just want to override the welcome message. So it should be somewhere. Should be somewhere. First message. No, it's first message mode. First message. Okay, so look here. There's nothing here, right? So there's no first message. But if we say hi, see, it added the assistant overrides parameter, and we can say hi name. Just saw that you created an order. Something like that. It's very stupid. It's probably not something that you're going to use, but still. And now we have, this code that has this phone ID, the assistant ID. So we have all the parameters, the transcriber modal, the modal, the system prompt from this ID, but we override the first message. We basically override, hello, this is Ava, how may I help you, to hi name, just so. Okay, pretty clear right now? Sure. Now we need to trigger this thing inside make. It's not as complicated as you might think. So you just need to add HTTP. Wait, it's make a request. Yeah. So the make request HTTP is basically in. I can do the API request here. URL. The documentation, guys, is pretty clear. So just read it. Basically, URL is here, right? So api.vapi.ai/call/phone. So we just go and paste it here, right? The request type is post. So we choose post. Headers. So we need, as you can see, one header, authorization. Just keep it like, don't, these are these are not brackets. How are they called? Um, Parenthesis. Yeah, again, guys, my English is bad. Okay, so authorization. So we can copy the authorization word and paste it here, and then do better. And this is the API key. Just keep in mind that you don't need to copy, these things. Okay, so there are two headers. This is the first one. We add a header. We put the content type. We put it here. We choose the application JSON, and we put it here. Almost done. Then the body type, we say raw, since we will provide the raw code. Okay, so content type, we skip it. And then, as you can see, request content. So we just copy this thing without this little pieces, how are they called, and paste it here. Now, this is the request, right? This is the phone number. So we delete this phone number and use the variable phone, right? Yet what I was saying is that you can obviously use it like here. So you can input this thing right here. But like, for me, I just like to set separate variables so that it's easier to understand. Okay, so for the name, we put name. And first message, we say hi name. So we delete this name and we say hi Eugene, since that was the order for the Eugene. Okay, guys, it should work right now. So if we save it, let's actually delete this order. Okay. Give me a second. So let's delete this. How to delete it? Okay, so you need to go there. So we delete the draft order, and then we create an order. We choose the product, let's say personalized price made rolls. We choose me as a customer, and okay, so let's start this scenario so that we see it started already, but so that so that we see how it works. So if we save it, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so we receive a call. So let's answer.
Hi, Eugene. Just saw that you created an order.
Yes, hi, how are you?
I'm here and ready to assist you. How can I help you today?
Okay, guys. So this is how you actually make an order and like a phone request to the people who purchase your order. Same thing applies to a lot of different scenarios. You can create different things inside make. You can create different type of events, but of course in real use case it will be more complex. Usually businesses and e-com brands would need to do like, I would really use it if I would sell on Shopify, because since Amazon and Etsy, they don't we don't have direct access to the customer's information. So that's why if we would, this would be such a no-brainer tool. You cannot even imagine, if we have like access, we have all the phone numbers, if we have like 100 orders per day, imagine all these people receiving phone calls the same way. Like when they create, you can trigger the automation when the order is delivered, and there has been like 7 days. You can call and say, hey, do you have something to say about the product? You want to leave a review, or you want, let's say for example, give us your, make a video for us so that we get a UGC content, we can pay for it, again depending on the brand. Guys, okay, so two things I want to mention. First one, if you want me to do something similar but more in depth, I can specifically for Shopify, let me know, but I'll do that if I have 100 likes by the end of the week, I'll do it right away. Anything that, top comments say. Probably it's not going to happen. This video will have 10 views, so relax. But if it gets viral, sure, 100 likes, anything that top comment says, or I'll just create something from my head. First thing. Second thing, I just created a community, but like just the group. I hate all this like school groups or like any other softwares or apps where you need to register just to, to talk to me or to some random guy. So I created a Facebook group. Who like everyone has Facebook, right? So there's the first link. Obviously, it's free. You can ask any question. I'll swear I'll reply to each and every comment and question. Doesn't matter if it's related to business or not. Just want to talk to people. So this is the best way to do that. Okay, guys, I appreciate the time listening to the whole thing. So take care. We'll record another video tomorrow. Peace.